Well, Shamai everyone, how are you all? Just to prepare you, this is actually the second time that I've recorded this video. Well, the first time I didn't even press record. However, I thought I had, and I've just done a big, well, it could have been fabulous, you'll never know, so I could tell you anything. But, safe to say, I'm now doing this for the second time. What a nitwit. I have been very, very kindly sent a cracker die by Steve from Craftaddictionuk, and what a fabulous die it is to work with. It is really, really sturdy, really robust. I did have a cracker die before. I think I tried to use it once and I bent it all out of shape. This one is really, really lovely to use, very heavy duty. Just one thing to note, unless you've got the extended cutting mats and pads for the Big Shot, you will either need to use, I cut these on my scissor switch because it's an A4 machine. You will need to use an A4 machine for the length. The width is absolutely fine, but for the length you're going to need either, as I say, the extended cutting mats for the Big Shot, or use Big Shot Plus. Yeah, Big Shot Plus or scissor switch, or another A4 machine. As you can see, it puts all the perforation marks in and they show up really nicely. This is the one that I thought I had just done a video for. And as you can see, I decorated it with a mixture of things because this doesn't come on its own. Oh, no. You are going to get this die here, which fits inside there. So I've separated mine. The one thing to note is that it cuts the letters individually, so look after those. I've left them in there to show you that that's all you have to do then is poke them out. So this is the offset. This was, I think, one of the prototype ones, but I don't think Steve will be sending that one out. I think it's going to be this one because, as he said, it does look better centrally aligned. You've also got this lovely scripty one. I'll show you how that cuts. I've got one in a bowl. Again, just be aware that the fact that it will cut these letters out individually. So if I were you, I would use a little bit of adhesive, the adhesive paper, stick it onto your card, then cut it, so then at least you don't have to try and get all fiddly gluing these down. What you could do is layer them up to make a bigger sort of embellishment. So I've taken the letters out the red one, so you could do that sort of thing then, just a sort of, but obviously you'd have to replace these white centres to the H and for the A with your red, if that makes sense, to make it stand out. So there's these dies. You could then use those on your cards if you're into card making. And then you've got a lovely little present, a little snowflake, another little snowflake, very cute gingerbread man, and a poinsettia. So these all come included inside the die shape. Okay, and let me show you some examples. It's like a feeling of deja vu here, obviously, because I have done this. I have then added different colour ribbons to match my papers. These are scrapbooking papers, card making papers, these ones, sorry. These ones I'm using here as a scrapbook. These ones are slightly thicker than the paper I've used here. And then I just used some random dies to decorate them, matched my ribbon into the main colour of the paper. Then I did this one. As you can see there, I cut the offset in red. Then I infilled all the letters, just lining them up really carefully on that one. This one I've used the one which is aligned to the left. Obviously you'll have one which is aligned centrally. I cut it out 3 times and then I just sort of inserted the letters. Bit of a towel of them going on now. I mean, just because that's never going to last, is it? Then this one, this is quite a thick paper. It's more of a cardstock. And I've decorated that in a gingerbread theme. And then I just used a little bit of jute twine then to wrap around. This is a thinner paper. The only thing to note when you're doing a thinner paper is be careful when you fold over on your perforation lines. If you're a bit heavy-handed, sometimes you can break them. and I've just decorated that then. These, I think, look really nice on if they were sort of stacked up. So you'd have like a little stack of them on your mantelpiece or in the middle of your Christmas table. And obviously there's a nice space inside it for putting goodies. Don't put anything too small because obviously they'll all fall back out and that might give the game away. So I'm going to put those to one side and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make up. I'm just going to show you the general shape this time rather than show to decorate it, because obviously if you're into paper crafting you're going to have lots of these sort of Christmas things. Paper crafters, well, I think all crafters actually just have a large amount, let's just say that, of like sentiments and die cuts, embellishments. If you're into scrapbooking you might have the Christmas collections, and you're often left with lots of little bits. So you could cover every side of the cracker if you wanted to. It is such a nice die to use. I'm also going to try and use it in my year 6 craft club. I think it's a bit too much for my little ones. I might do them all a little gift though and make them all a cracker and inside have some Haribo. That's what I'm thinking. Now, a few years ago, as I say, I did have the idea of making some crackers. So here are some cracker pulls I bought before, and I also bought little paper hats. As I say, I'm amazed I found these because they've been through a move as well. So if I just show you, just move everything out of my way, there are really good perforation lines. This is what I do, I use my bone folder for the long ones. So my first thing to do is, I think I put my bone folder away because I thought obviously that's recorded successfully. I was high on success. I'm just going to finish them with my bone folder. Just make sure you are sort of hitting the perforation line. And I have found the easiest way to do it is to fold everything first. So the very top scallop, you do a mountain fold if you're looking at it. This next one then, turn your paper over and go the other way, do a valley fold, because that's the bit that's going to poke in. And turn it back over and go the other way. So as you can see, they're starting to give you the shape already if you folded it in. Yeah. Then, once again, same at the top. Scallop, fold in. Don't forget these little hinge flaps as well. Then fold it the other way, valley fold, other way, and a mountain fold again. So then that's your one side done. I have used 12 by 12 card, 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. You could use A4 card, let me just show you, but you are going to need, so there's a piece of A4, and you're going to need 2 pieces because it's just slightly a smidgen too small this side. If you're using card, be careful not to crack on the perforations, because sometimes if you sort of cut it too deeply, it might sort of tear a little bit and crack. There we go. This is such a pretty paper. I've been desperate to use it for something. So I suppose it's fate that my first video didn't record, really, isn't it? There we go. And the other way. And the other way. There we go. And then over. Scallop. Turn it back over. Turn it back over. There we go. Now, your next job is to sort of flatten it back out a bit now. And I am going to put my little cracker pull in. I'm pretty sure I bought these on eBay years ago. As you can see, it's too long, so I'm just going to trim the ends. I've obviously put my scissors away as well. And it's a bit like trying to find a pen in school. You can never, ever find one. And then you're going to have to fold it so it follows the contour of the cracker. And then I'm going to sellotape it down. Obviously, anything you've got to go in the middle of your cracker needs to go in before you stick the last sides down. Otherwise, you're doomed. There we go. So if I just fold those over then, and I'll just snippety snip that off on that side. I don't even know if these still work, they're so old, but I still work and I'm getting quite old. Right then, next job, ask me how I know this. Make sure you stick this flap on the inside and not on the outside. I think it's this one. Yeah, can you see? Yeah, I did that wrong. That should have gone inside. I use liquid adhesive because it gives you a little tiny bit of wiggle room. Red tape would stick it really well, but you don't get a second chance with that. So what I then do is buff it up to the sides, like that. Make sure, as I say, I've now gone a bit skewy. Buff it up to the side and fold it in so you know it's in the right place. And this is where pegs come in handy. I've always got a little pile of pegs. There we go. Now I'm just going to put these little ones on as well. I find these ones sometimes, because you try not to use too much glue, they're the ones that require you to hold them a little bit longer. They're a bit needy. And this one. As I say, it cuts beautifully and it goes together really, really easily. And the added extras are just, they're a nice little bonus, aren't they? Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing this side now. I'm going to fold the flap in. I think these should have, they just need a little bit of extra. Okay, put it in there then. And before I stick it down, I'm going to put my hat in there. There we go. You could put like snack size bars of chocolate, Haribo, packs of Haribo. You can make them for the pets in your life and put dog treats. But let me tell you, if these had treats in, Izzy the dog, my dog, would smell them from down the street, so she'd have the tree down. There we go. I couldn't bring them down until Christmas morning, that's for certain. Just hold it on. As I say, pegs are marvellous for this. And again, obviously these crackers could be used for any occasion. You could use them for favours if you're having a party. New Year's Eve party, you could do them for birthdays. One lady I saw has done them for Halloween, which is such a nice idea as well. At the moment, obviously, the hat is going to fall out if I'm not careful. So there is the cracker shape, and then I'm just going to push it in. As you can see, you could have it sort of totally in like that. Then I'm going to just use a bit of ribbon. Don't cut your ribbon off the reel until you tied your bow, because I've done that as well. And sometimes I'm really sparing with ribbon, even though I've got 27,000 million yards of it to use. There we go, just tie it nice and tight. You've got to watch where you put inside these crackers, obviously, because if you put anything too small, they will just drop right at the end. There we go. How pretty does that look? And also, what do you think? You could make them to suit your decor, whatever colours you like to use on your Christmas table. There we are. Pull it tight, but not too tight because you don't want to break anything. There we go. How easy is that to make up? So now my hat won't fall out because it's all tied in, but it gives you a perfect little cracker. And as I say, you could make them for gifts for people. You could put little presents in. If you bought somebody like a pair of earrings or something like that, you could put those in there. There we are. So let me just show you the ones I've done again. So this is the one that I prepared earlier without meaning to. And I decorated this one. Obviously you can decorate it with whatever you've got. I've got a little bowl there. I was going to put Christmas trees, snowflakes. The snowflakes that come with it are lovely as well. If you're a card maker or a scrapbooker, you're bound to have loads and loads of Christmas things to use. And it is a nice way to use up some of your scrapbooking and card making papers. So I've got this one. As you can see, I've gone down different colour schemes just to give you an idea that the world is your oyster. There's a little gingerbread one, I think that's super cute. There's this one here, a little bit of glitz, and then there's that one there. So thank you all so much for joining me. As I say, the die is from Craftaddictionuk. I'll put the link in the box below, and treat yourself. Go on, you deserve it. Take care everyone. Bye bye.